$9, $11, $17, $10, all are Stop and Shop, Jamaican restaurant, deli food. So they're all food. $1,000. Oh, that's a minus. I paid that shit. The only big expense the last 2 months is Posy Rank. Whoa! Third video of the day. I'm on a roll. It's lovely outside. Well, I'm technically inside. What is up, fellow human beings? So I just uploaded a video on my review on Posy Rank, right? So there's an they are an excellent SEO outsourcing company. Their main use for me is going to be PBN, so guest post. They call it guest post, right? I call it PBN. Call it what you want. It's all the same shit. Managing other networks, reaching out to other networks that are in your niche and getting a backlink to your website so it shows authority. Boom. Now, I talked about that in the last video. This video I'm just making really quick on some of my expenses. Okay? So as I showed you here, most of my money right now that I'm spending day to day is on food, right? I happen to buy a sandwich here and there outside some days. And other than that, most of it is my other card, which is from Costco, right? Buy groceries and things like that. And the end of the month is, you know, actual bills like rent, phone bill, car insurance, and that's pretty much it. It's not that much money. It all comes under $1,000, right? And as you guys know that I'm kind of in the negative right now, but still last month I made a purchase for $1,000, right? From Posy Rank, right? That's the minimum they allow you to make before you can get a business account with them, right? Wholesale account, right? Damn, I'm saying right a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify what my thought process is a bit with this, so anybody else who might be in a position where they don't have a lot of finances still feel okay with investing their money for their business. So there's many places I can come from. Okay, a lot of it is probably my philosophy, which may not be applicable to many others. But where I want to come from is be a little bit more logical and not jump around in this video, okay? And keep it kind of brief. So I'll start here. This is number one. This is something that I believe a lot of people, it would help them a lot if they were able to embody this, right? I was on the other side for a long time, until I realize this and act in this fashion now, and it makes my life a lot easier, right? And that is this: your business is more important than cash flow. Okay, so take a second to hear that again in your head, because it's not something you hear anywhere else, or at least I never hear it anywhere else. But that's really how you should run your business, at least in the beginning. Make it as if it's more important than cash flow. Okay? So if you take a step back and go to one step below that, that is, cash flow is the most important thing for your business. Synonyms of that sentence would be, the most important thing in your business are sales. More sales is more retainers, opens you more opportunities, and gives your business life, right? It can thrive longer. That's like one step below, right? That's like in the general stats, that would be something that's good advice, which is underutilized, right? Most people, after they reach a certain, most businesses, after they reach a certain level of success, they get kind of, the business owner gets a little bit wish-washed in all the finance and accounting and managing and things like that, and they stop scaling, and they just like kind of level up in the amount of new business they're getting, and they just try to manage and service what they're getting, okay? And it's a common problem. A lot of business also dip down from that because they don't have new cash flow coming in, but they're servicing everybody more, right? So yeah, now going back to what I was saying is actually not completely different, actually something a little bit more in that direction, a little bit further, which is your business is actually more important than the cash flow itself. Okay, so how this is like this. I have $2,000, let's say. Okay, I do actually have about $2,000 right now, and if I was to think and put myself in a position like, let's say when I had a normal job, okay, when I was working in T-Mobile, if I had $2,000 in my bank account, it wouldn't make sense for me to buy actually anything with $1,000, right? It's like, what the hell? That's like half the money I have in my name. Why would I invest it or anything or take that risk? Especially when it's not guaranteed. Okay, this client thing I'm doing right now is not even guaranteed. This is my first time trying out PauseRank, right? I know they have an insane track record. I know and believe that they're really good. Hence, I went with them out of all the other companies. But I don't know for sure if they really work after February 2017, right? So, okay, so going back to that, if I was to think as a normal job, person who has a normal job, it wouldn't make sense, right? It would be pretty stupid to make a investment like this. But when you're running a business, you have to sometimes just like put your eggs in play. I don't know how else to say this, like without making it sound extreme. I'm trying to make it as minimizing risky as possible, but it's kind of hard given that you guys already know, like I'm being pretty transparent that yeah, it's quite risky. Like, you know, what I'm doing is kind of risky, right? I'm in the red and I'm investing more in things that I believe is going to bring me results to drag me out of it. Hey, that kind of did the job, right? That's what I was trying to say, right? I'm at a point where I can't cut my expenses anymore. In fact, I don't even look at my bank account anymore that much, to be very, very honest. Because what do I need to look at it for? I can't stop eating. That's what I'm paying for. I can't stop myself from buying food once or twice a week. That's a bit too much, right? I have to pay for gas to get around. I'm not spending my money in anything else. So what the hell do I need to check a bank account for? I know kind of roughly how much is in there. The only time I do check is when I'm trying to make a big investment or some kind of investment in my business, right? Now the reason I say that is because there's not much else one can do to go by the normal money saving ways. You know, all those normal things that you hear about, you know, save money a little bit, put it here and there. It just all goes out the window when you're starting a business. I'm being completely honest, right? And I'm not the laziest guy. I'm decent at working hard, right? And I'm facing all this right now. And it's kind of crazy because they were so applicable and I was so brainwashed by them when I was working there, right? I was reading on investing. I was reading on all kinds of stuff and I was doing it, saving a little bit. I even opened an IRA. I put some money in 401k, all kinds of bullshit I put my money in when I was working in T-Mobile because it made sense then. And it still makes sense for people who are working in those kind of jobs, right? Any job where you're filling just a gap, right? And everything is like linear. Not gonna bash on jobs every video I make, but anything where it's linear. A cashier, okay, I'll use them as an example. All they're doing is teep, taking it, boom. Teep, taking it, boom. Everything they know is linear. All their thoughts about their future investments or expenses, they can think about it in a linear fashion, right? When I was working in T-Mobile, I could think like that too. I could be like, all right, you know, I'll be checking the time when I would go home. And I know like Friday is paycheck day, I'd get my money. And if I had to go buy something, like let's say if I was thinking about buying a car, okay, the car costs $2,000, and I could think like, okay, 6 months from now, if I save how much I'm saving now, I should be able to buy this in 6 months. Linear. And it carries on like that. As you get promoted through whatever you're working and jobs go by, that's the road you take, right? As time goes by, you think about money in a focused way. Even if you're not aggressive about it, even if you don't think of like money as an aggressive thing to like, you know, make more of, it rules your world, right? Whatever you're gonna do, vacations, anything, you're gonna always come down to, you know, like, I mean, money. The thought's gonna start with the money and then brought out. We have $3,000. We'll have this, you know, we'll have $30,000 in 5 years to get this house. Okay, we put a down payment. Everything is like that. But when you're a business owner, all that shit kind of doesn't work. What you gotta do is really try to get in and research about the opportunities that are available to you, and even if you have to go in the red to make it happen, sometimes it just makes sense to do it. And I honestly don't feel like it's so risky. The reason I'm making this video in the first place is one, to clarify things, and also because my girlfriend, she's like, no, this is crazy, you know, what are you doing now? You're getting more in the red now. It's $4,000 and now you got 2K for student loans, you're going back into 6K. And I'm like, chill, what's the worst that can happen? Really though, like, anybody who's in America, be really point blank truthful to yourself. What's the worst that can happen, especially in America? Really, what's gonna happen? You're not gonna die. If you did decent with credit cards, you're gonna have like 30-40K easily. I didn't even try. I have 38K. You can take loans. They can't really kick me out of this apartment for like 3-4 months, even after I stop paying, by law. All this shit is put in place. It's not that risky, guys. I would love to be like that. You know, I would love to think of myself like that. I'm an entrepreneur, because sometimes you have the balls. Just risk it, man. But honestly, ain't that bad. What's the fucking worst that can happen? 6K? You guys saw me over time pay like what, 22K of student fucking loans? You think that I can't do that same thing for my business? The worst thing is this. The worst thing that can happen is me, I get completely like 10-15K in debt. I put this on hold, go fuck shit up in life insurance again for a couple of months. It's a sales job. They'll hire me instantly. And then come back and try it all over again. If you're afraid to lose it all, for some reason, you know, you're really afraid to lose it all, whatever's working that you're just getting into, and then try all over again, then you probably shouldn't be starting in the first place. Just being like blank honest, because you're probably gonna fail. Not probably, you are gonna fucking fail. You're going to. There's no way you're just gonna work out the first time. You're gonna reach fucking home runs. There's too many variables that goes into making something work that you're gonna get all of them right the first time. It's like a 100-step thing. It's like right, left, right, left combination. You can only fuck up like 1 or 2 things, and you think you're gonna get it all of the way right the first time. It's kind of like that. All right. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say that out, you know, put that on video on investing, on expenses, and kind of bring some humor on this thing, guys. If you're young, if you're under 30, if you're single, or I mean, if you have a girlfriend but no kids, risk is a different thing to you. Risk is not. Don't read all these stories on risk of what it takes. The average person doesn't know shit about risk. The average person, you know, if you think you're taking more risk than the average Joe walking around, then don't compare yourself to those people. Either think in real self-awareness view, you know, like be very self-aware, like, is this really risky? Is like, because when I do that, I find that no, it's not that bad, right? Or surround yourself with people who take good risk, right? That's another thing. So yeah, what else can I put on this video, right? Just wanted to make it a little bit more juicy. Related to Elon Musk, you know, people call him crazy. When he got like over $300 million after selling PayPal, he put almost all the money in a very high-risk business, all of it. It's like, what the fuck, man? People are like, what are you doing? You could invest even 1/10 of that and be good for the rest of your life. Why do you put it all in? Go figure. Jeff Bezos, they make so many articles. Oh my god. Oh, he's still in the red. They're not profitable. Amazon is, you know, they're still running on their reserves. Look at it now. He's one of the biggest companies in the world. Every profit he got, he invested back into the business. Now, I'm not no Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. It's just, I found this through my own experience and then I related to them. I'm like, holy shit, that's what they all do. Right? Your business is more important than the cash flow. Ask yourself this. This might be a personal thing that I can relate to all the time. Is, let's say, okay, you're making 1K a month. When I had 2 clients, I was making a bit more than that, right around under 2,000. But let's say I'm making 1K a month now. And let's imagine my money goes 10 times. I start making 100 10K a year or $10,000 a month, about, right? What is really gonna be different in my behavior, in my daily life? Answer that question, and you'll find the answer. Really write down what is it exactly going to be different. For me, I'm going to be eating the same shit because that's just what I eat. I eat broccoli, I eat chicken, I eat lentils sometime, and I eat rice. In the morning nowadays, I eat pasta, and I differentiate chicken between stew and curry. Literally, it's my diet. I eat broccoli, and at night sometimes I would have some noodles or something once in a time if my girlfriend makes it. And that'll be the same. If I'm making 10K, it'll be the same. The water system might change. I might get a reverse osmosis. That's like a full system thing. I've been wanting to get that for a while. But so that's for food. Let's try clothes. Anybody who knows me in real life knows that my whole life I had no sense of fashion whatsoever, and I still don't. And you know what? I could give a shit. I'll wear sandals, flip-flops, t-shirts, same shit. I don't give a fuck. Who do I have to impress? So clothes and food is the same. Car, yes, I might change it a bit. I might get a bit better, more reliable car. Not gonna get my Skyline once I'm making just 10K a month. I would get something like a little bit better, reliable. My car breaks down all the time and we get stuck in the cold and shit, right? This is a problem that I have. But other than that, not much difference. What I would do with 90% of the money, I would invest it. I would get probably people who would do the nitty-gritty works in terms of citation building somewhere in the Philippines for $2 to $3 an hour and give them performance-based bonuses. Boom, that. And then outsource to multiple places. I see which one I see works better because it creates this poster. I would invest it. I would invest in my business. I would invest most of it. Right? Shouldn't be hard to believe. If you know me in real life, it would be the easiest shit to believe because what the hell else would I do? You really think I'm gonna go my whole life when I had access to cash going up to my parents and I never bought anything flashy, and then suddenly when I get some money I'm gonna buy a gold watch? Fuck no. Right, guys? Look at investing from a different light. Look at risk from a different light. It's very skewed up. Everybody